Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bite Time. My name is Terry Toot. Today's show will be called New Tools to Rock. So today show, we're going to talk about the latest audio interfaces for podcasting. I know this we're heading to the almost the end of the year, but definitely new. Just like there's new clothes, new headphones, new this. We as podcasters need tools. So here are the audio interfaces, and I'll get into more in depth on what an audio interface is if I haven't explained it to you before. But we can get into that. What else? Yesterday, mad slate of college football, some good games. I personally went to one yesterday, and I'll get into that. And then today, NFL, we had the big game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. I think that's a 4:30 game, and it's on CBS. So I'm going to check that out today. And what else we got going on? That's basically it. But hey, let's have a great show. And guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to live that funk. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Once again, my name is Terry Toot, and this is my show called Bite Time. Got tongue twister, forgot my thought there. Today's show will be called New Tools to Rock. We're going to talk about the latest audio interfaces for podcasting. Like I said, I know this is the end of the year, but these are some of the interfaces that are on the market right now. And these are relatively new in the last few months. And we're going to look at some of the reviews that were done by people who actually have access more to these interfaces than I do, and they have reviewed them. And we're going to talk about some of them. Some of them you have heard of them, some of you haven't, but we're going to do it like that. So on that note, before we get started into audio interfaces, uh, we had some fantastic football games last night. I'm going to tell you, I went to a Division III football game in DC. It was Lycoming College University versus Catholic University. You're probably saying, where the hell's Lycoming? Lycoming is in central Pennsylvania area. The reason why I went is because my best friend, his stepson plays safety for them, and I decided, hey, why not go to a football game? I haven't gone to a college football game this whole fall, so I figured, why not? And it turned out it was a great game. Lycoming beat Catholic. It was an ugly score. We left and it was still 34-12 or something. They're 13, and this is like beginning of the no, it's towards the end of the third quarter. But the guys went back to Pennsylvania, um, back up to Pennsylvania. Where they came down in two buses, and some of the fans drove down from Pennsylvania, which was nice. My friend's his lady was her son, and she was a proud mama, and all his relatives there, and I was there as support, and I had a great time. So congratulations to the guys from Lycoming University College. Great game yesterday. So, and then yesterday in the big boys Division I, I watched the game between um, USC and Nebraska, and 24-20 USC. The Sunshine Boys came from the West Coast over to the Midwest, and it was just sticky, ugly weather down there. But they pulled it out. It was a great game. I did not see the Texas game between Texas and Vanderbilt. From what I saw for the scores on my phone, they'll run away, and all of a sudden, here comes Vanderbilt. They're like that thorn in the side. You can't get rid of them. So that turned out to be, but it was a great day until I got home yesterday. These little prick kids, I had a package delivered to me from Amazon, and these little badass kids stole my box. So that's right. It's been reported to the police. I let them know, and I have video footage from not only from my ring phone, ring camera, my neighbor's ring camera. We got more in depth picture of the young boy that stole my package. So you'll be dealt with. All right. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this. I talk about podcasting equipment, how important it is to get our message across to our fans or friends or whatever. And people are saying, what is an audio interface? I think I explained it before. Okay. So basically, I have an audio interface. I have what they call, this is a Focusrite Solo, and it's a fantastic. I've only had this thing for about a year and a half. And I couldn't believe, because I've had other audio interfaces and they suck. As a matter of fact, if you want a couple of them, ladies and gentlemen, I have them. You're more than welcome to have them. But I have the Focusrite Solo, and I also have the Focus 2i2. So I love them. They're fantastic. And before I was using these other ones, and the clarity, um, connecting my microphone, my computer into these interfaces, excuse me, it makes so much of a difference in your sound. Latency is very low. You can't even tell the latency. Latency is going from the signal, how it's pushed out. So sometimes you might be a delay. You could probably hear it. Sometimes you might not hear it, but there's not that much of a delay. And the clean, crisp sound that I have with the Focusrite, both of them. Okay, so basically, um, so what it is a bridge, okay, between um, recording playback and audio control. So you do have audio controls to your microphone. You have audio controls to your headset. So um, it makes a big difference. Okay, so you're converting signals. Okay, you're converting analog signals um, to ADC digital signals. Okay, and so like say for instance, you hear this. Um, Thank you, Keanu. You're hearing this, and then when you hear it on the air when it's recorded and edited and everything, you hear better sound. So this makes a big difference. Now I have connected my headphones and I have an XLR cable. XLR makes so much more difference in the tone from the microphone. Now, if you're using a USB mic, you have to use phantom power, because it doesn't have enough power on the USB microphones. You have to use phantom power. All right. But in this case, I don't have to use phantom power because the XLR is it's a stronger microphone. Okay. And it has built-in preamps. And like I said, I have monitoring so I can hear everything. So thank you, Keanu Ray. Thank you. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate you. If you have anything you want to say, you're more than welcome to come on. I appreciate it. All right. But on that note, Lisa, let's talk about some of these audio interfaces. Like I said, I had the Focusrite Solo and the 2i2. Now, there are some newer ones on the market that just came out recently. I'd say within a month or two. Let's start with the first one. This is the Nearstream AMI X40U. That's a lot. So this costs $134.99. This is perfectly for someone that's starting out in podcasting. All right. This was made in China. Um, it's got has AI noise cancellation. So everyone's jumping on the AI thing. I'm a little leery about that stuff, but it has noise cancellation. You have your onboard effects. Okay. Um, you got all kind of things in there. It's like it has functions on here. So like say for, you know how a lot of rap songs you can loop songs, loop the rhythms and do that. In musical terms, it's called a repeat or a coda. You repeat the you're gonna align. Let's say you got in music, you'll have rows of music, all right? And like you have a song, it's called a coda. So basically, you'll play these bars, about 10 bars, and then you see a coda. Coda means you're going to repeat it, and you go back and repeat it. Same thing with the loop back feature. Also, ladies and gentlemen, with the Neostream, it has Bluetooth features. Now, you're going to run into problems with latency. Trust me, you're going to have those issues because it's such a there's always going to be delay, more of a delay in Bluetooth than I say hardwired. Okay, because that signal's just floating out there. Here, I have a direct signal that's secure. Bluetooth is not secure, so I caution buying an interface with Bluetooth because your signal's gonna get interrupted. Okay. They're just saying here now. I don't have these devices. These are reviewers that have these. Just saying it's a plastic build. Um, a lot of distortion if it's not properly set up correctly. So you're gonna have you can have it in this one too, but because this is XLR, this is more of a direct signal microphone to interface. So depending on what you want to do. So in this case, with the AI, they said superior. So don't forget now, AI is taking over, and everyone loves that. It's got a built-in equalizer. Okay, that's something I don't have. Focusrite does that for me. My Solo. Okay. Now this is where the connections we're talking about: the XLR, TRS, Bluetooth. It has USB connections for power and data transfer. So that's something to think about. The loopback faction, I told you that will loop the song. Like you'll get a particular song, you want to loop it again, just hit the button to keep repeating itself, being repetitive. It says zero latency in monitoring. That makes a big difference. But with Bluetooth, you're gonna have some issues. I don't care what they say. All right. And if you go on the picture, it's small, compact, ready to rock and roll, and plug and play with the Macs PCs. Um, you don't need extra drivers. So, but the yeah, so in the cons, some of the cons that they have on this device, it's very sensitive, very very sensitive. You will get distortion. Again, if your gains are not set properly. So right now, my gain on my interface is set at about a 1, 2 o'clock position. Okay, so if you see that your gain, what they call clipping, when it starts yellow, that's not good. You don't want that to happen. So when it starts the clipping and you see it, like mine is green right now, we want it green. It goes in yellow, that means you're clipping. That means you're gonna have to correct something that's going on here. Okay. What else? It's got flanging. You know, guitars have that thing. Um, you'll hear it in what they're saying in this interface. So that's something to really think about. Um, Also, what they're saying here, limited track separation, audio digital type of thing. Um, it says does not separate individual tracks into different software feeds. Background audio gets mixed into stereo output. So that's not a good thing to have. So, you know, like I said, this is for your streamers, podcasters, and myself. Um, it's an on the go thing. Yes, good for beginners. Something like this is perfect for beginners. Um, with the AI noise capability, that'd be fantastic. Would I want it? No. Okay, so that's something to think about. I wouldn't want it. All right. Next is the Zoom PodTrack P4. Excuse me, P4. I have the original P4. This is one of the newer ones that just came out recently. Now, the one I have, ladies and gentlemen, it works like a charm. Excellent tone coming from there. I have used it once or twice, and it has the input for your XLR microphones, and it does take USB, but you still have to use phantom power on the XLR on the USB microphones. Using your XLR microphones, you don't need that phantom power. It sounds so crystal clear. All right. This one retails for $179, And Zoom, they're from out of Japan. They make fantastic stuff. All right, especially people create content creators, podcasting. Even they used to do guitar stuff too. You know, wah pedals and all that stuff. They still do it, I think. All right. Now this one, like I said, mine is basically the same as this one. This one's got a few more um, bells and whistles on here. Okay. Um, it's got sound pads. It has SD card. Like mine does the same thing. It has SD card on there. Okay. It's still got the plastic build. You're not gonna get around that. Um, it's got an older 16-bit 44.1 kilohertz recording standard. We're just saying the kind of drawbacks, but that's neither here nor there. The newest one, like I said, I only have two inputs for two microphones. This one has four. Okay. It's got sound pad. Mine does have sound pads on it, but this has more additional sound pads. Intro jingles, all that stuff like that. Um, you can do multi-track recording, which is fantastic. It really does that. And it's very portable. Ladies and gentlemen, I got like a little for my P4. Mine's an older one, so I've had mine for about 3 years. The newer one P4s are very light. This new one is just as light as the one I have right now. Runs on AA batteries. Now these don't have electric power, and you can use the USB cable, I think, to generate power to it. Yeah, you could do that, or you run the AA batteries. Okay, that's for on the go. All right, that's for like you going to someone's house and you don't have any cables. You put AA batteries, and you can do shows. Perfect. You can't go wrong. Make sure your batteries are charged. Okay. It comes with onboard, outboard effects. Nothing fancy about it, and like I said, you can't go wrong. It's a fantastic device. It really is. I wouldn't steer you away from that. It's really, really good to use, and it's definitely for that new up and coming podcaster. Um, like I said, and it's not expensive, very affordable. It really is, ladies and gentlemen, mom and dad. This would be a good Christmas gift for your kids out there. They want to get into podcasting. This would be perfect. It takes a little quirkiness on the buttons on the interface, but other than that, fantastic sound. Get them XLR cables. You can use microphones. You can do dual microphones on there. Okay, so you can't go wrong. The interfaces is perfect for your show. Cool, cool, cool. All right, let's keep it moving, ladies and gentlemen. The next interface is called the Icon Pro Audio We Live. This one's from out of China also. This one retails $189.99. It is yours. Okay. This one is battery operated, battery powered. Yep. Integrated DSP for effects. Like DSP, you have some of your sound bars. This is built into the audio interface. Right. It's got a rugged build studio quality sound. Now, don't forget, now the price is going up a little more. It has software integration built in. Okay. DSP, we talked about that. And what else we got in here? So the studio sound on here is 24-bit. Perfect. 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 Same thing like my Focusrite right here. It comes with onboard reverb, vocal tuning, that's funky, harmony and noise reduction. So if you're doing recording voice, you can do actual editing on here. So that's fantastic. All right. Let's play some music here. All right. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for coming on my show. I appreciate everybody. All right, let me just type in here. All right. If you like this song, give me a thumbs up. All right. Like I said, this is this newest one. It's really good from what I'm looking. Another thing too here is it has the Bluetooth. So you can stream music while you're doing this. You can stream music from, like, say, using your phone with the Bluetooth capability. So that's funky. I like that. That's kind of cool right now. And so you can do remotely or from your mobile device. That's funky as hell. All right. You do mobile streaming. That's something new. Okay. All right. This is the interface, ladies and gentlemen. This is the new deal here. Dedicated EQ equalizer that built in this. Like you're doing a live show somewhere. Perfect. Now, there's always some drawbacks in something like this. There's definitely gonna be a learner's curve. I have the Rode Duo, and I still haven't mastered that. Okay, and I still have that interface. It's a fantastic interface, but it definitely takes a learning curve on that one. They're saying that on this particular device, you know how you turn knobs and stuff like that on, they get kind of worn real fast. So that's something to think about when you're working with something like that. And yeah, you can't go wrong. From what I'm reading here, it's definitely a thing to do. It's definitely for more of you're going to do recording, like singing and stuff like that. This is definitely a device that you could have. So you can't go wrong there, ladies and gentlemen. All right? And definitely a learning curve. So that's something to think about here. All right? Next and finally, it's a Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 Anniversary Edition. This was on sale for $229, and of course they're from the UK. And this is their 40th anniversary. And ladies and gentlemen, like I was telling you earlier, this device here, I had the 2i2, but I don't have this Anniversary Edition. Now, this is some of the stuff that it has in here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm biased. I love the Focusrite. I think they're fantastic interfaces. If you can find one better, let me know. Or if you have something to say, come out and let me know. Okay? Excellent studio quality. As you can tell from here, I'm using the Focusrite. And it has the air mode that I have. The air mode you would use more. Yeah, definitely I have the air mode on right now as we speak. All right? And it does have phantom power built on here. So if you're using USB mic, you'll have to use phantom power, which is the 48 volts. Okay? 4th generation preamps on here. 69 decibels of usable gain. That's perfect. You don't want to, like I said, you don't want to go into clipping, and that's a lot of static, and you don't want that. Okay, so your clipping, that would be a yellow. All right, has an auto gain. This is something that's crazy. Auto gain on here, so you can talk to the microphone, and it will automatically tell you, hey, this is what you're going to sound like during your podcast. Boom. You can't go wrong. All right. Has clip safe on there. I was just talking about that. All right. Prevent clipping, making recording easier. You cannot go wrong, ladies and gentlemen. It has a loopback feature. Now, see, these are the newer ones. Now, I would say this. My 2i2 does not have that feature. Neither does the Focusrite Solo. It does not have a loopback feature. This is the feature that really sells it. You cannot go wrong. All right. Yeah, I think that's fantastic. Because sometimes, like, say for I got this music playing right now, I'd have the I would get another version to make a loop back. Here, the newer ones, the new 2i2, you just hit the loop back feature, and it just plays the song, loop it right back and forth. So that's fantastic. Okay. Auto game we talked about, the clip save, fantastic. You can't go wrong with that. I mean, you can't go. It comes with software. Now, this software is fantastic to use, ladies and gentlemen. I love using this software on the Focusrite, so you can't go wrong here. Who's this for? Definitely your podcasters. You want to write a song with a band? Perfect. Content creators? Most definitely, I would recommend that. So definitely upgrade. Will I get it? I don't think so, because I'm satisfied with what I have right here. Okay, and you can't go wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I just think it's fantastic. All right, this is what they're saying in summary, is saying that the Scarlett 2i2 Anniversary Dish is a fantastic evolution of a popular product, delivering professional audio quality in a wealth of smart features in a beautiful package. Make it one of the best interfaces for its price point, and they are telling the truth, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot go wrong. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end the show. I appreciate Prison Cast coming on. Keanu Rie, thank you, both of you. I appreciate you. There's a lot of love. I appreciate that. And we're going to end the show. This song right here is called Lighter Than Air. I hope you really enjoy it. Enjoy your rest of your day. There's football on. If you watch football, a lot of football today. If not, enjoy the crisp air. I don't know where you guys are at, but enjoy the crisp air. Enjoy your day, and God bless to you. Take care. And thank you all for coming on.